Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I don't know. I do want to say I appreciate every single one of you. There's not that many of you, so I appreciate. I don't know. I really do appreciate all of you guys. And I wanted to go over some housekeeping notes. So I do film on my phone, and I know it's not the best for PC viewing. So I definitely do want to up my game in my recording, editing, and all that stuff. And so it will come. I don't know when, but it will. And I guess a little more on what to expect. I like quotes a lot. They help keep me grounded. They make you ponder and think. And I don't know, they're just fun things. And I want to do deep dives on quotes. And I wanted to go over what I think they mean, what I think they don't mean, how I use them for my personal self, and I also obviously want to do deep dives into my portfolio. I will do that too, but I don't need to do a deep dive into my portfolio, but I want to do deep dives into the individual companies that I own. And so deep dives into quotes, deep dives into my holdings, and about my portfolio. I will do a portfolio reveal in the future. I don't gatekeep anything. If you want to know, what holdings I have, you can ask me anytime and I will let you know. But yeah, as I said, I don't know when, but portfolio reveal will be coming probably in parts in the future. And I realized I never introduced myself. I should have started off with introducing myself, but a short and quick introduction is my name is Steven, and I am a buy and hold investor. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Just kidding. Definitely not a tech talk. Not even close to being worthy of being called a tech talk, but welcome. Moving on, I wanted to dig a little deeper into being a portfolio architect, and I've recorded this I don't know how many times by now, and I am scattered, and so it's going to be tough to listen as a viewer, and I hope you guys stick with me and so I'll get into it. So speaking deeper into being a portfolio architect, I think a great place to start is by starting backwards and envisioning the life that you want to live. And I think just kind of thinking does the life you want to live does the way that you invest now kind of support the way that you want to live in the future? And I guess the way that I'm thinking about it is I'm fortunate enough to, I would say, travel a little more than the average person. I don't travel a lot, but a little more than the average person. And when I'm traveling, I don't think about my stocks at all. I don't check them. I don't know. It's just definitely not top of mind when I'm just chilling on the beach. And so I don't know when I'm going to travel. I don't know what's going to happen. And so I've tried to build my portfolio to be as hands-on as possible. So just start backwards and kind of see how you want to build your portfolio and how much time do you want to invest. I don't think enough people talk about time value of money, and not just the time value of money of not selling a stock and moving your money to something better, but your personal time value of money. The time it takes for you to research a stock, it takes time, and I think this is where I start getting tripped up. Since your time has value, your time that you spend investing in stocks, I think you need to use it wisely. And I guess I don't know how to say this, but I think ETFs can help save a lot of time. And I'm not trying to make this into a video of you should invest in ETFs, just buy ETFs and chill, dollar cost average to ETFs. No. This is not like that. I guess I use ETFs to kind of have like a base in my portfolio, and from there I buy the individual stocks where I think that they are of the highest quality, the best of the best, because I know that my ETFs are probably owning a lot of fun and exciting companies. And so I use the ETFs to do that, and I spend all my time, thinking about what companies do I want to buy and hold for 10 years plus. And I think index funds are just a tool that people can use. My portfolio is about 40% in index funds and 60% in individual stocks. And so, yeah, depending on how much time you want to spend managing your portfolio, I would increase the ETF allocation. And if you want to spend no time thinking about your portfolio, I think it would make sense to be in 100% in ETFs. And if you want to spend a little time and take on a little more risk, like 70% into ETFs, 30% into individual stocks, I don't know. There might be other tools. This is just the way that I found works for me. But when investing, like, your time is important. And I guess another thing that I do when measuring time is I compare it to watching Netflix. And I guess I asked myself, like, how is the time that I'm spending going to bring me more value than just investing in an ETF and just watching Netflix? Like, I could buy an ETF, not research any stocks, and just watch Netflix, for the rest of the day. Or I could research individual stocks and whatnot. But if I'm going to research those individual stocks, it to me, I feel like it has to at least be better than the market. Otherwise, I should just invest in the market. And so I don't know if that made sense, but the time value of money, I think, is great. And so just, I don't know, don't waste your time. I think a lot of dividend investors fall into the trap of wasting time. I'm not trying to call anyone out or, I don't know, do anything. And I know that there are downsides to ETFs. Like, if you really, really believed in Johnson & Johnson and wanted to keep it a 10% of your portfolio, I don't know if there's an ETF that does that, but this is where, your individual holdings can come into play. I am not that big of an ETF investor. Like, I just have one for each category that I want to be covered in. So I don't know, but these are some common dividend ETFs. And so, like, I think these are all very popular stocks, and I would guess that people probably own at least 5 out of the 10 individually. Like I said, I know the concentration is a little lacking, but on the other end, you are, very diversified, and yeah. But I think these are all just very, very popular stocks that people spend time researching and doing all these things. And I guess, like, the concept that I think is you're spending maximum time for minimal financial advantage. And like I said, your time is important. You could be doing other things than thinking about investing. There's so much more that this world has to offer. And yeah, like, how many dividend channels do you know that just talk about the stocks that are in the top 10 of these holdings? I don't know. And then, yeah, like, how much time do you really want to spend, picking out these individual companies rather than just buying the ETF? And I think yeah, and these are, like, obviously the top 10 are probably more like market cap weighted, so the bigger ones are on there. But once you go into the 11 through 20, 11 through 30, like, you get the rest of the stocks that everyone else talks about. And yeah, I don't know, it's just like, if you're just gonna research stocks on the surface. I truly believe that you should just buy an ETF and focus your investments in the best investments that you feel are going to take you to the next level. I feel like I'm repeating myself, so I will kind of end it there. But I would just say, just really think about how you want to spend your time, and like what role does investing, and like how much time do you want it to take up in the future and whatnot. So yeah. Okay, so I know the last section was hard to get through with my scattered brain, but I just want to go over one more thing before I leave. This is Marqeta. I just started this one, and it pretty much makes up 100% of my Roth, maybe like 90% of my Roth IRA right now. And yeah, there's just a little information on it. So I wanted to talk about like market trends and, I guess like during, from what is it, 2009 to like 2021, we had like a really long bull market, and then we had that flash crash of the pandemic. And I think I haven't been investing that long, but I feel like the trend in 2021 was unprofitable growth companies growing really fast. And as that trend came to an end, I think naturally the next trend is profitable and, free cash flow. And those are very important metrics. I'm not trying to say they're not, but right now they are I believe, the trendy metric that most people are looking at. And I think doing the most agreeable option feels good. It feels safe, and it might even feel right. But I think when you go against the grain and you find what everyone else like isn't really looking at, I think that's where the big outperformance can come. And I just think it's, yeah, I don't know. I think it's just a trend. And in the next few years there's probably going to be another big metric that everyone is looking at, and after that there's going to be another one. And I don't know. I'm not really like I said, I do think free cash flows are important, earnings per share. I do want to see it grow over time, but it's not the most important thing where it becomes the only metric. Not the only metric, but the top metric that I look at. I think everything requires a more full picture, and just, yeah, you said, like, just doing the most obvious, the most agreeable option. Like, it's easy, it feels safe, but I just don't think you're gonna, I don't know, do anything different than what the market does. And so, yeah, I don't mean this in a way of like, and I'm sure sometimes you see people and they're contrarian on everything they do. And I'm not trying to be like, oh, you need to think like a contrarian, but at times there certainly are benefits. And, like when other peoples are greedy, be fearful. And when other peoples are fearful, be greedy. Yeah. I just think that, yeah, I don't know, being agreeable is easy and safe, but it will not really produce like any extraordinary results. So before I take up any more of your time, I will see you guys next time, hopefully. And until then, peace out.